Mitchell, do you think they would attempt to kill him? That's what Tucker says. I mean, it was one of Tucker's questions to Trump. Are you afraid for your life? But he thinks that's the logical outwork. We are streaming towards assassination. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, again, they're very brutal. They're very, very brutal. Just ask anyone outside of the United States who has to live under the unipolar world. The United States, since World War II, has been brutal. Just ask Latin America. Brutal in terms of how they protect so-called our sphere of influence and power. When it comes to great power politics, the United States is good. We've been very good. I mean, 70 years we've been calling shots. For half of that, you had the Soviet Union there, so we had limited influence. But when the Soviet Union fell, we were the unipolar power. We created a liberal international order that we made sure to enforce. And anytime we saw anyone challenging that order, Cuba, Iran, most recently, of course, Venezuela. I mean, we just absolutely pummeled them. We pummeled them with sanctions if we could. We pummeled them with color revolutions. That's been the popular thing to do since the Obama era, and in Libya and Syria and the like. We've been trying it in Iran. Iran keeps bringing it. We've been trying it in China. China keeps knocking him down. I mean, the United States, the deep state establishment is brutal in cracking down on anything that could come close to threatening their power. And Trump is a threat to their power. So I think they're going to be comparably brutal. I think it was Mark Twain who said, remember, you cannot be an empire abroad and a republic at home. You can't be an empire abroad and a republic at home. And I think what we're seeing is empire tactics coming home to roost. I think what we're seeing is the very tactics the deep state has imposed on the rest of the international order to keep them in line. And they're very tyrannical. Just ask anybody outside of the United States. Those very dictatorial, tyrannical tactics have now come home and are being imposed on us. So that's what I think's going on.
While we know constitutional carry is sweeping the nation, millions of Americans and even you courageous patriots out there, you turley talkers, you're still stuck in blue or weak red states restricting your constitutional right to bear arms. Well, don't worry, gang. Countrywide Concealed is probably the quickest way to get carrying legally in the majority of the United States. That's right. You won't just be able to carry in your state, but in 84% of the whole of the US of A. It's as quick as watching a video and taking a quiz, and thanks to Countrywide Concealed, your family is that much safer from a myriad of threats no matter where you go. Getting a concealed carry license has literally never been easier, so just click on that link below and join the millions of patriots who've taken back their rights and started carrying legally with Countrywide Concealed today.
Raven Rudding does. Honest question. Do you think the deep state would try to take Trump out with this type of support for him? It would seem way too dangerous. Anyway, yeah. Again, Raven, I think this is what we're all concerned about, and the very fact that they're doing this legitimately raises questions like this. And think about how insane this question is in the supposed nation that guards democracy. I mean, think about how insane the question is, and it's a perfectly plausible, rational question given what they've been trying to do. They are insane. They are lunatics. And we'll have to see. That's what you pray. Make sure you're praying for his protection, for Trump's protection every single day. We'll have to see. It's that insane. They've gone that nuts. It may be too dangerous. You're absolutely. But again, they've got the media. They've got the simulacra. They've got virtual reality behind them to push whatever talking points they want. Again, nobody cares anymore. Nobody listens to him anymore. I mean, Walter Cronkite was able to get 30 million people a night watching him. 60 million of the population watched ABC, NBC, CBS for their news in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. 60% of the population, we were about 200 million. We're now what? About almost 350 million. And now only about 30 million people get their news from not just ABC, NBC, and CBS networks, but also the 24/7 cable channels, CNN, Fox, and MSNBC. We have the same amount of people that one anchor could get in a single night watching the whole of cable and network news. And even though our population is almost doubled. So nobody's paying attention to legacy media. That's what they're not getting. So you're right. I think it would be dangerous for them, but they're such loons, they may not know. Thank you, Raven.